Hey YouTube goers, hey, how's it going? It's another episode of Kuhls Comic Book Basement. I'm your host, Jason Kuhl, and you best believe I'm as cool as my last name. So yeah, here we go. I'm at Newcastle Comics, and I'm going to throw you some more suggestions your way. I just read this 2 weeks ago. So issues of Batman is Batman and Superman search for kryptonite. This is when Superman and Batman are teamed up, and then there's a freak accident. They're doing an experiment on kryptonite, and it explodes. Something that causes it to explode and shatter everywhere, and like shattered pieces gets Superman's face, and it gets in his eye, and it just really messes him up. And like after that, Superman gets the idea to go all around Earth and get all the kryptonite, because back when all this started, kryptonite was rare on planet Earth. Now they figure that it's not so rare, that you can get it like $1,000 a gram, so that's pretty cheap. So yeah, they decided to go around planet Earth and get all the kryptonite and just confiscate all of it and destroy it. So this is the kind of story I kind of like. Is going around collecting stuff. Is like basically they're on a quest, and it's kind of stories that I like. Like Dragon Ball Z, when they always collect the Dragon Balls, and then when they make the wish, the Dragon Balls go every which way. And this is kind of like that. They just go around confiscating all kryptonite and just doing whatever they want. And we're like, even though, I don't care, it's your property, we're taking it anyway, Joker. And this basically them bringing the fights to the bad guys who have the kryptonite. It's really good. And there's another version of Doomsday is in here. And if you go check it out, like I said, is Batman, Superman, Search for Kryptonite. Really good read. Next on the list, we got the Flashpoint series. You heard me talk about this before. This is the beginning of the new 52 series. Flashpoint series is about Flash finding out that Reverse Flash killed his mom, and he goes back in time and stops him, and doing so makes a big time ripple, and everything's changed. Like in this world, Dr. Thomas Wayne's Batman. Dr. Thomas Wayne's, who's Bruce Wayne's father, his son Bruce Wayne is killed at the age of 10, and Dr. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman, and his wife becomes Joker because she can't handle it. She flips out, and she becomes the Joker. And then there's also Superman. No one's ever heard of him, because as soon as his ship crashed, the government came and got him and put him in an underground, just an underground cell. He's not exposed to sunlight. And then Wonder Woman and Aquaman, their people are fighting. And Deathstroke, he's a pirate instead of being a cyborg. He's just a pirate. And this is Flash trying to fixing everything, going back trying. Oh yeah, Flash wakes up without his powers, and he has Dr. Thomas Wayne help him get his powers back by strapping himself in he just basically gets strapped in to an electric chair, and has all the chemicals that he was working on, and they just try to react the best they can, so he becomes Flash. And Flash basically goes around, tries to fix everything. And the new 52 series that came out is this Flash going, this is the best I can do to fix everything. I went back and forth 52 times. I'm tired. So This is a new timeline. So it's a good read. You should check it out. It's like 4 other volumes to this graphic novel. You need to go check it out. Or if you don't feel like reading it, you can just go get the DVD because it's out on DVD. So either go read the actual story or go get the DVD. It's still the same story either way you look at it. Next on the list we got, this is the Deadpool series where Deadpool tips suicide by Incredible Hulk. And in the very beginning, Deadpool's returning from space because he did a big mission in space. And that one's really funny one that, he ends up crashing into this big popcorn factory and popping a bunch of popcorn because he crashes flying in from space. And the heat from the ship pops all the popcorn. And then very next issue, he attempts to commit suicide by Incredible Hulk. And then he goofs. He leaves, he runs away, and he ends up running into a preschool. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just have a really raged Hulk coming after me and I'm inside a preschool. So he gets all the kids in the van, and now Hulk's chasing Deadpool and a van full of kids and a kindergarten teacher. And kindergarten teacher in the middle of it is like, what are you trying to do? He's like, I'm trying to die, lady. He's like, oh, well, it'll taste you like a day. And she takes out a Desert Eagle out from her bosom and puts a bullet in his head. And then, of course, all the kids are fine when he crashes the bus. So, I hope I didn't give too much away, even though I did. But I just feel like I'm trying to sell it. It's a really good story. And this is the lead up to him meeting the evil Deadpool, which is another story within its own. So, now we got Avengers. We got the Avengers. Oh, Extinction. Yeah, Avengers Extinction, I'm sorry. This is when Cable, he plays the role. Usually Bishop is the guy blaming everyone from this time in space. It's usually Bishop blaming everybody and tries to blame people for messing up his timeline. But this is not Cable, so like you all need to die, so I can live a better life. So screw you guys. And this is a really good read, and him trying to take out the Avengers for the billionth time. Still a good read, even though it happened 100 times over and over with Bishop. But I think Cable's cooler than Bishop anyways. Because Bishop's just a big crybaby. So, yeah. Go check those out. And Galvin says he likes it. You got any suggestions for the crowd, Galvin?
Black Science. Read it.
Read Black Science. It just came out. Yeah, that's going to be in my weekly.
Rick Remender is one of the best writers coming out right now. Read his book.
Alright, you heard the man. He said go get it, so, and if you don't, Gavin's going to be hiding underneath your bed.
I'll be under your covers before you even get there.
Yeah. So, alright, so I'll be here in a second with Paul and the Dungeon Master Chris. So, stay tuned. We're going to do World's Coolest Superheroes. Alright, and we're back. And once again I'm here with everyone's favorite clerk Paul and the Dungeon Master Chris. 2 weeks ago we did World's Dumbest Superheroes. Now we're going to do the World's Best Superheroes. And we're going to talk about our favorite and why they're the coolest and the best. Well, we're not using cool because then Chris is going to have a big, he'll go on and on and on. So we can't do that. So this is the world's best superheroes. So, Paul, we're going to start with you.
I think the best superhero is easily Daredevil. Not only is he as interesting out of costume as Matt Murdock, but he's interesting in costume. Both have not only conflicts of the disability of being blind, but also the fact that as a lawyer and as a devout Catholic, the act of vigilantism is constantly on his mind as whether or not it's something that's evil or needed in the modern justice system. And he really, when he's best written, only seems to use the guise of Daredevil in instances where he needs to figure out something that's imperative to a case, as opposed to just going out on the streets every night and beating up generic bad guys. And it's really interesting to see that he hasn't created the Daredevil alter ego in the same way that Batman or the Punisher has, or many other heroes, as a way to strictly become almost an entirely new person. But Daredevil is a side persona of Matt Murdock, as both men pursue justice.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Paul. Now, we all know how much I love Batman, and at first I was going to do that since, Chris was talking about, why he's dumb, but, we're not getting on into that because we don't got time for that. So,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
ain't no one got time for that. So, yes, my world's best superhero is Spider-Man. Now, I know this is an easy target. But hey, any superhero can fly.
He
Come
literally
on.
had a whole arc called Identity Crisis. Oh my god.
Well, anywho, this guy goes out to this great extent to save the day. No other superhero you would see to go in the stance of this superhero. He's been a part of all the best teams in Marvel, Avengers and Fantastic Four, which they, known as Future Foundation. When they thought Johnny Storm, who was Human Torch, when they thought he was dead, this was Human Torch's pick. He said this is the best superhero. He has both street smarts and scientist smarts, and he uses both of those to go save out the day. And he goes straight to stints to play Peter Parker and see Mary Jane and Aunt May and see, spend time with them, and at the same time stop a carjacker. And he just does whatever he can to please everybody, and he just won't stop. And I can't wait till he returns and takes back his body. So that's my world's best superhero. And I want to pick up, yes, I think Wolverine's cool most of all, but not, when he doesn't have his powers. And you should check out this new series, because he can't really pop his claws out when he doesn't have a healing factor, because that would really kill him. So, this is a new series coming out, when he has an armor, and he has a gun, and everyone thinks it's going to be stupid, but let's see. I like the idea, but it probably is going to be dumb. So, anywho, I just, go off subject for a second, and I'm like, that's not even mine, I'm betting the crap out of that. So.
Nice. It took me a second.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of new series coming out, look for that.
Anyway, all right, let's speed this thing up.
Here we go,
My turn,
Chris'
right?
turn.
I'm gonna drop some science on y'all, alright? The best superhero is not Superman. Because a lot of people would argue that Superman is the superhero. He's iconic. He's recognized all over the world. It's not Superman, because Superman happened almost entirely by accident. The best superhero is his Marvel counterpart, Silver Surfer. Here's why Silver Surfer is the best superhero. A, he's an alien from another planet. But he's not an alien from another planet who's tried to integrate himself into human society. He knows better than that. He understands he's never going to be part of human society, simply because of how he looks. People are going to constantly judge him based on the fact that he basically is a silver guy, and that gives him this kind of nebulous, I'm not quite part of humanity, but I also relate to them, which is a nice contrast from Superman, who wants to be a part of humanity and could pass if he were to just stop being Superman. So Silver Surfer's other big, great, best superhero thing is that, for the most part, his aesthetic has never really changed. He's always been the wanderer. He's always been sort of the outside force the person looking in from the outside who doesn't really belong, but isn't really angsty about it either. He never really laments his being outside of humanity so much as he laments his inability to go back to where he was. And he has over the course of his very illustrious but spotty career in the Marvel Universe, has sort of moved on from that and has simply become a very interesting way for writers to sort of analyze the way human behavior works from the outside. And that gives him a very solid foundation as a character. He doesn't really have like the multiple personalities that so many characters have. And on top of that, he's just so weird. I mean, as a superhero goes, he's a dude on a surfboard who's covered in silver, runs around naked, and yeah, he's got unlimited power.
And he also is the only superhero that helps the bad guy out first to find the planet that eats, and then tries to stop him.
And for the most part, he's never blamed himself for it either. I mean, he pretty much knows that he was being manipulated. There's none of this, oh man, I was a bad person for a while and now I'm a good person, I'm still conflicted.
Yeah, but
no.
Bucky has that too. Bucky's never really felt
Yeah,
bad for
Bucky's
all
a great
the evil
character as
shit.
well. Yeah, no, totally. Winter Soldier's awesome. He's one of my favorite new. He's not really new per se, but yeah, he's a great counterpart to Captain America. But again,
see Bucky in the new Captain America movie too.
Comparing Silver Surfer to his similar overpowered ilk in other comic book worlds, he's just light years better, I think. And if you see this upcoming series, that's written by Dan Slott, unfortunately, but art by Allred, which is easily worth looking forward to.
And he's the first artist or person on Silver Surfer that actually surfs.
Yeah, right. I mean if you've seen the pictures of the covers oh my gosh. Talk about a match made in heaven. Silver Surfer and Michael Allred. I am so pumped about that. Slott's writing, but, Silver Surfer's got such a solid, easy-to-define role that I can't see. Well, Slott's the one person who gets screwed up, but fingers crossed it won't happen. It can't be worse than Wolverine depowered running around in an armor and a gun.
And fake Wolverine blades.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah. So, that's why Silver Surfer's the best. Also, he's a hunk. I mean, really.
Make it into it.
There's nothing sexier than a man on a surfboard, especially when he's around
especially a naked man.
Yeah. Plus, he's an alien, so he's just like, yeah, whatever, space love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first arc.
So I hope so. Yeah. Well, they got a girl, so whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the world's best superheroes, and I have we can elaborate that more, I guess, as time goes on.
I'd like to point one more thing out. Silver Surfer, Mobius. Okay, that's it. That's the end of it. Mobius. It's done.
Yeah, so you heard from Chris. And that's, when we be back, I'll be in the basement, and we'll go over my weekly. And until then, keep on reading those comics, buddy. Yeah. Alright, we're back. So, yeah, you like how I got it set up here? I got it set up. I got a Venom versus Punisher set up. The guy that Punisher has on the pen machine ready to blow in half. Well, I was just pretending Venom walked in the window. I was like, hey, that's my friend. Don't hurt my friend. And now they're out in the street. And Venom's trying to defend this loser's life. And both Deadpool bobbleheads are watching and eating popcorn. And if you like that Venom, you can, he comes with 3 different heads. I don't know if you ever noticed, but he's been making different faces in each of my episodes. And he even has all the 8 different heads he had when he was in Venom Madness, when the Venom symbiote was mutating. So yeah, that's Eddie Brock Venom. And you also get the Flash Thompson version of Venom that's out in Diamond Toys. So, alright. We're gonna keep it going. So, yeah, I was gonna bring up Batman again and the world's best superheroes, but we didn't have time to make that in a big thing. And Spider-Man, I could go out and talk about Spider-Man all day, but we all know why he's the world's best. So, let's get started again. Like I mentioned before, this new series, for some reason Marvel keeps on coming out. It just came out with Marvel Now. like, I don't know, like 6 months ago or so. But it's, still not that fresh. And so they got, now they're stopping a few of those series and they're starting some new ones. And one of them I'm actually looking forward to is a new Punisher series when he's in Florida, blowing bad guys away. And that's going to be a really good one. So I'm looking forward to that. And there's a whole bunch of new Avenger series, imagine that. And then, let's see here. There's new Guardians of the... Oh yeah, the Avengers World is the new series that's coming out. So I guess I have all of Avengers all the time in one whole book. And yeah, that's Wolverine's new suit. He's going, since his powers are gone, he's going to be wearing an armor suit, and he's going to be wearing, having a gun, and his own, so it hurts like hell to pop his claws out since he can't have a healing factor. So those are just like something that you can buy at the store, kind of claws that he's running around with. So I mentioned that earlier, and they think it's going to be a bomb. I think it can go either way, There's a new twist for Wolverine, he ain't against guns, but he feels like he doesn't need them, because he got the claws and the healing factor, and he likes getting up all close and personal. Well, he can kiss that part goodbye because, he doesn't have a healing factor, so it's kind of hard to get up close and personal all the time. So, alright. Since Thanksgiving was last week, we had to skip last week. So, this is last week's pick for me. This is, we're going to start with Black Science. You heard Galvin talking about it. It's a pretty good read. It's basically this guy who looks like he's Buzz Lightyear's father or something. He's running around space, and there's a whole bunch of there's like a frog alien species he's going against, like this king frog, and there's even like alien nudity in here. So keep the kids away from this one. But it's a good read, and I suggest you go get it. That's the one that everyone's been talking about. So that's Black Science, and I love the artwork too. And then next we got Aftermath Archie. This is the second issue of the Aftermath Archie. There's supposed to be like 5, I think. And they're just now figuring out that Jughead is a zombie and he's biting everybody. And yeah, it's pretty good. And they end up at the end, inside a mansion, hiding away from the zombies. And they're like, well, these guys are infected. So stay tuned for that. It's a good read so far, and there's something that's never done before by the Archie writers. So let's go check that out. Now we got, this is the Ninja Turtles. This is the $10 variant that I got. It was Bebop and Rocksteady, and it really shows them. Really, I mean, in the cartoon, they probably like beat up the Ninja Turtles for like 2 minutes, and then the Ninja Turtles just make them look like a fool, like always. But this one, Bebop and Rocksteady, it might be still dumb, but they're handing the turtles their shells, and like this really a force to be reckoned with in this series, and I'm loving it. They're really getting down and dirty in this, and it's a good series. And there's also going to doing the micro series. Also, there's a tie-in that's doing the Venom. We'll talk about more about that later. This is X-Men Colonialism. This is the ultimate. This is a tie-in from the Ultimate Universe. This guy, he's eating the planets, and basically Galactus is going to eat the whole Ultimate Universe. And this is the X-Men tie-in. I picked it up and I bought it, but then I flipped through it and I'm like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time reading that. So I didn't read it. It just, looked really boring. So it's just a tie-in of the end of the Ultimate Universe. This is Uncanny Avengers. This is Rogues taking the power of Dark Wolverine's son, and she's got his claws. So this is supposed to be really good, and I hear someone dies at the end. This is Justice League Dark. This is John Constantine, and Swamp Thing has a bug up his butt in this one, and he's like, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's fighting John Constantine versus Swamp Thing in that one. This is Damon, the son of Batman. This is a sequel to the where Damon has been back alive and has been like a few years into the future. This is an older version of Bruce Wayne. Basically, after he came back alive, we all know how he came back alive. His grandpa put him in the molasses pit. There you go. And Batman is just trying to put an end to him trying to get revenge. And Deadpool Annual. This is a good one. This guy, he comes up with this guy who's basically, he doesn't have a healing factor, but he still just can't die. He cut off his head, and his head will be talking to you. This is a good read. This guy, he was in Wolverine, the best there is, and I guess they had him. They liked him so much they put him the Deadpool Annual, and this is a good read. Now this is another big story everyone's talking about. This is the Superior Spider-Man. This is when Dr. Octavius, as Spider-Man, going against the new Venom, Flash Thompson, and he erased his memory, all Spider-Man's memories, so he doesn't really remember Flash Thompson. But like in the next issue, I'll talk about that more later. But yeah, it gets really in the next issue. I guess they'll try to do this once a week thing. So each week we're going to see a new issue of him fighting Venom and going against Venom. So that's a good read. Alright, so that was last week's. This is this Wednesday's. Alrighty. And of course we got started off with everybody's favorite superhero, Deadpool. Now, okay, Deadpool, he had to make a deal with some demon to help get the Lady Spirit that is inside his head, Patterson, a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who was killed earlier in this series, and a guy who knows black magic put the spirit in his head. Anyways, he made this deal with this demon to get to free that Lady Spirit. So he's got to go back in time, and he's got to do stuff that the demon tells him he has to do. Basically, so he's going back in time and does missions for the demon tells him what to do. And this one, he starts talking back to 1968, back when the Black Panther first took notice. But Black Panther's not in here. He's just in the Black Panther's hometown, and he's getting a puzzle piece that he's got like 3 puzzle pieces. He put them together, and it's supposed to help him save the universe, or yakety smackety. So that's a really good read. He goes to he goes to Savage Lands, and anyways, yeah, this is a really good read. You should go get it. And this is what Paul drew for me this week. It's him, because I asked him, this is what he was wearing, you saw earlier. And then he drew this for me, and it's pretty funny. So, alright. This is the second part to this Spear Spider-Man Darkest Hours. And this one, Flash Thompson, realizes Spider-Man doesn't recognize him. He's like, remember me, but I know the Spider-Man I know ain't just going to kill me. And then in between that meetup, I guess Dr. Octavius looks up, Flash Thompson, and realizes how much Peter Parker should know him. And they get together and they have dinner with Peter Parker and his family. And at the end, Dr. Octavius tries to give Flash Thompson legs, because Flash Thompson, when he's not Venom, he has no legs because he lost them in battle, because he's a war hero and he lost them in an explosion. And at the very end, it shows the symbiote on Spider-Man. So you'll see that next issue. It'll be Spear Spider-Man. It'll be Spear Venom next issue. Now, this one is one that everyone's wondering about. It's Amazing Spider-Man 700.1. You all see every week. You see the Amazing Spider-Man 700 is signed by Stan Lee. Well, this is basically back in the past, back when he worked for the Daily Bugle, and this is right after he saves all these people from crashing the Green Goblin. There's he's going to crash this what do you call it? I guess a train that goes across this bridge, and he makes it try to make it crash. And this is Spider-Man. That takes place in Spider-Man saving the day, and it's right after that, and it's just basically flashbacks of him and Aunt May, and it's really good. There's going to be a 700.2 coming up soon, and next month, so look for that. And then there's Detective Batman. This is Batman trying to, help out the guy who's Man-Bat, the scientist who came up with the serum, and he realized the guy's addicted, because he even says he had to do it to help save the day. But basically, this is Batman trying to help out Man-Bat, the scientist who has changed into Man-Bat, and try to help him so they can control Man-Bat and be a good guy. And this is them going about doing that. And then we got Ninja Turtles. This is part of the Micro series. This is basically shows the origin of Master Shredder, and basically having a talk with his daughter, and his daughter's trying to get into his past and find out what he was like back when he was a youngin'. And he doesn't. And there's a lot about Master Shredder we still don't know about, and this helps show the light on some things. And let's see. This is Frank Miller's RoboCop Last Stand. And this one, RoboCop battles Ninja Cyborg, and it's a really good read. So you should pick that one up. Basically, this is about him. And fighting the Ninja Cyborg, and them trying to take down RoboCop. So check that one out. And it's a good read. Frank Miller always is a good read, by the way. And this is more of a night Spider-Man 99 Problems. Like I said, ain't much to it. Arcade's making him fight 99 villains, and right now he's going through like Sandman and Venom, and the whole time Arcade's mocking Spider-Man, and that's basically it right now. Still worth the while. Now this is Kuhls, the Ultimate Last Stand. This is basically all the superheroes, Avengers, and Spider-Man Miles, who they don't know who Galactus is, and I didn't know this. I knew in some dimensions Reed Richards was evil, but I didn't know in other universe he turns out he is an evil backstabber. He's a backstabber, and they find out that Reed Richards and our dimension, because Mysterio from this dimension is in their dimension, and it's like, well, if you go talk to Reed Richards, and he can probably show you how to beat this guy, because he's done it before. And so Reed Richards from their world's like, well, I can go help you guys, do that. Let's go, why we should trust you, Reed Richards, you're back, you portrayed us all. And you're like, well, I don't want to die. And this world blows up, we all die. So you need to trust me. So, alright, go get that one. That's really, really good. And there's Phantom X. These last three comics I haven't got able to read yet. It's really hard reading a bunch of comics all at one sit down and not be able to fall asleep, because it's hard for me, to sit still and read all these comics. And so I haven't got to it yet. When I do, the next episode, I'll let you know if they're a good read or not. But the Phantom X Max, I can already tell you is a good read. I don't need to, I already know. It's going to be really good. It's a Dark Knight. But it's actually, this came out last week. This is supposed to be in the other week's pile. I haven't read that one yet either. But it's Clayface. He's still fighting Clayface for like the longest time. Since September. And this is the next issue of George Lucas's rough draft for Star Wars, which is so far really good, and I can't wait to crack this one open. Alright, so that's all the time we got for Kuhls Comic Book Basement. So, remember kids, keep on visiting your local comic stores, and I'll see you guys next week. Until then, this is Kuhls Comic Book Basement. I'm Jason Kuhl, and that's what's up.